Testing 1, testing 2, testing 3, testing 4. Hi, everybody. I'm not going to keep saying testing. We'll start in about 38 seconds. Just let me make sure once again that everything is working. Let me type in the chat. Here we go. Once I know everything is working, we will start the lesson. So 24 seconds and we will begin. Hopefully I did this right. I think I might have done it wrong, but we'll see in a minute because I don't see. Let me see if I did this wrong. I might have done it wrong. Or maybe I did it right. I don't know. It says we're starting, but yes, there are times when I do things wrong, don't I? Let me just check something. It says I'm live. You guys are probably all hearing me talk and wondering. Let me refresh my screen and see. Yeah, okay, there it is. So we're going to start. Yes, I don't know what happened there. I think I did it correctly now. Yes, looks like things are good. Anyways, let me know in the chat if this is working. Tell me if everything's working and I will start the lesson. Well, hello and welcome to this English lesson about utilities and services. So utilities and services are all of the things you pay for besides rent. When you rent an apartment or when you rent a house or when you own an apartment or own a house, there are things you need and you have to pay for them. Obviously, there's a little bit of a hint here about what the lesson is about. You see a light bulb and a water drop and a flame, and I'm not sure what the fourth thing is. And then, of course, Wi-Fi or internet. You need to have a place to live, but you also need certain things, certain utilities and services in order to have an enjoyable day. Electricity, for one, is a really cool thing to have. It allows me to have lights. It allows me to use my computer, and the internet, of course, allows me to teach you an English lesson. So once again, welcome to this English lesson about utilities and services. Hey, before we get started, just a few things. Number one, it's Saturday. It's not Friday. Why, Bob, are you doing this on a Saturday? Because I went on a school trip, an overnight trip, like a 3-day trip where I slept somewhere else. It was a really fun trip. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but the nature of the trip was for students to get a look at how cities are designed and how cities work, and a look at the people in the city. We had times where we could help people, we could volunteer, we could learn a little bit about how a city works. So really cool trip. Enough about that. This lesson's about utilities. If you have a question during the lesson, please use the form to ask it. And as always, if you type link and you are a member in the chat, then hopefully Nightbot will suddenly pop up with the link to the form. There's also a link in the description below. Please use the chat to have fun, amazing English conversations with each other. Please do not use the chat to ask questions. I don't look over there enough, and then I'll miss your question, and it won't be a fun experience for you. Good to see all of the regulars and some new people. Hi to Kathy, I am Da, Etienne, Wanda, Freddie Wolf, Mode Eggs, Haki, Hafiez, Ralph, Know That, Lolly Lolly, Fernanda, SM, Vinlina, Ehap, Rodrigo, Farzed, Mode talking to Know That. Good to see people getting to know each other. Good to see people. I would call you Mode and Know That are like longtime chat friends on Bob the Canadian's live streams. You guys have been around for a while, as well as some of the rest of you. Hi to Unsel, Rodolfo, Meg, Ray, Benz, I am Da, and all of you. But we're not here to listen to me say hi to 200 people. We're here to learn a little bit about utilities and services. So let me do one final check to make sure things are working. If you're wondering what I'm doing, my glasses and my earbuds were all tangled together. Let me pop these in and let me check. Yeah, nice. Hey, if you want to give the lesson a thumbs up before it happens, you can do that. Always helps when people click the like button. You can wait till the end. You can watch the lesson and decide if it's good and then do it as well. But hey, let's get started. Utility bill. Why am I starting with utility bill? Well, everything I'm going to talk about in this English lesson costs money, okay? And when things cost money, you get a bill. So usually these utility bills are monthly here in Canada. I think that's pretty common around the world. There are things you need and you need to pay for them each month. So each month you will get a utility bill. You will get an electrical bill, you'll get a gas bill, you'll get an internet bill, and you will have to then send that company, that utility company, that money. I'm not sure what this bill is for, but it's $311.62. That's pretty expensive. I hope that's not the phone bill. That would be a little bit pricey. Anyways, utility bills. It's basically a piece of paper with your name and address and the date and an amount of money that you owe for that utility, usually for that month. They come monthly. And you do need to pay for electricity. We sometimes just say power. I didn't put this word on the screen, but in Ontario, Canada, some of us say hydro. So I would say like I pay for hydro. But if you're learning English, just ignore that. We pay for electricity, or we just use the general term power. So basically you have the electric company, or you have the company that generates power or electricity. And then in order to have electricity, you need to pay a monthly bill. So you can plug in your toaster and you can plug in your computer and you can plug in your lights. Oh, the lights just went out. Yeah, that was me. I pushed the button. Oh, and my camera was adjusting there. Anyways, electricity, probably one of the most common bills that you will pay, one of the most common utilities. By the way, I mentioned that this was about utilities and services. We tend to use the word interchangeably a bit. Utilities are usually things like electricity. Having your garbage picked up is considered more of a service. And I'll try to keep that in mind as I teach each of these. The electricity comes into your house or apartment somewhere, and it comes into an electrical panel. So this is a panel with circuit breakers in it. If it's really old, it might have fuses in it, but this is where your electricity comes into your apartment or your house. Sometimes, like when I turn the light off, if it wasn't me turning it off, it might have been a breaker tripping in the basement. We sometimes call them trips as well. You probably have a phone. If you have a phone, you probably have a phone plan. In order to use your phone, you have to pay someone so that it is connected to the phone network. Maybe you have an old-fashioned phone. Maybe you have a new phone like most of us do. In order for me to use my phone, there is a SIM card in my phone, a little card, and that allows my phone to connect. Who am I connected to? TELUS, I think, is the company. So I pay them a certain amount of money every month. I think about $50 a month so that I can use this phone to make phone calls, to text, and to use the internet. I have both the ability to phone, text, and I have a data plan. By the way, if I'm talking too fast, it's from lack of sleep. Sorry about that. Anyways, you need a phone plan in order to use a phone. You need to be connected to the phone network. So you will decide, what phone plan do I want? How much data do I need every month? Do I want unlimited calling minutes? Do I want the ability to send an unlimited amount of texts? So that is what you would do. And that is one of your utilities. If you have an old-fashioned phone, it's probably connected to the wall, and then a wire or cable goes out to the phone company. Water. You do definitely need water. You need drinking water, or I call it, I think I say potable water, but someone told me it's potable water. So don't learn your pronunciation from me for that one. But you need drinking water. You need water to cook with. You need clean water in your house so that you have something to drink. You have something if you want to boil some eggs. You have something that you can use to wash the dishes. You need water. So you will get a water bill every month. Because I live out in the country, I actually buy my water and it comes in a truck. And we pick up our drinking water in town with large blue jugs. I think I've showed you those before. I don't have one sitting by me right now. We sometimes also refer to it as running water, especially if you rent a cabin in northern Canada. You can rent a cabin with running water, or it might not have running water. That means you will have to bring water with you in bottles or jugs. So water, running water. And I used the term drinking water as well, a common way to refer to water. There are two things there. Sorry, let's talk about just this one thing. In order to have water, your country or your city or your town must have a water treatment plant. If I go to the tap to get a glass of water to drink it, it has to be clean drinking water. In order to do that, the water goes through a water treatment plant. They take it from a lake or river. It gets cleaned and disinfected and sanitized and filtered, and many things happen. I don't know if you can see all the words, but at one end you have water from the lake. At the other end, hopefully you have clean, safe drinking water. I think if we make this bigger, there are some really big words on there that even I don't know, but this is the process for creating drinking water, a water treatment plant. You also have what's called sewer. When I lived in town, my water bill and my sewer bill were the same bill. In some towns in Canada, your sewer bill is based on the amount of water that you use. So if you use a certain number of liters of water per month, you're charged for the water, but then you're also charged a sewer fee for the water, because basically any water that comes in your house goes down the drain or the toilet at some point, but you pay for sewer. I'm not sure how much this costs in Canada, but certainly you pay for water to come into your home, into your apartment or house, and then you pay for sewer so that when you flush the toilet, it goes through the pipes and it goes away to the wastewater treatment plant. So in Canada and in many parts of the world, you have water treatment plants to create good water, but then you also have wastewater treatment plants. And this is where all of your sewage, all of the water that goes down the drain will end up here. And then it will go through a process where it is, again, filtered and cleaned to a certain amount. And then it is let out into a lake or river once it is safe to do so. Once it's been, all of the solids have been removed and it's been treated, and it's not drinking water when they're done, but it's certainly safe to release into the environment. You will probably pay for natural gas or propane or some type of gas that you can use for cooking and for heating water. In my part of the world, it's usually natural gas or what's called propane. And when you have this, you can then cook, okay? We actually use electricity to cook, but my sister has a gas stove. And at school, we have gas stoves. I think we have gas stoves. I should check. Where you have an actual flame. You're using an actual flame to cook. Some people also heat their houses with natural gas or propane. Our house is heated with propane. If you're wondering what propane is, it's just another form of a burnable gas. Okay. I don't know a lot about it, except that I have a big tank out there filled with propane, and that's what goes into my furnace, and it makes a flame and it heats my house. But yes, you will get a gas bill. You have to pay the gas bill every month, or they might turn off the gas and then you don't have anything to heat your house or apartment or home. That's not very nice when that happens. And here is my a picture of a furnace. I was going to say my furnace. This isn't Well, it's pretty close to looking like my furnace. A furnace is used for heat. Sometimes we say you have to pay for gas and electricity, but we sometimes just say, oh, I have to pay my heating bill. I have to pay for heat and electricity and water. So you can say that you have to pay the gas bill or the natural gas bill, or you just have to pay your heat bill. Hey, let's do some questions. I think I'm talking a little too long. It's already 1:45. It's a Saturday. I don't feel any pressure. Mode says C3H8. That's propane. So 3 carbons and 8 hydrogens. Whatever it is, it makes a nice flame and it heats my house nicely. Yeah, let me get some questions on the screen. Yeah, I don't want the lesson to go too long. I'm going to need several naps today to catch up on my sleep. Let's see here. Oh, from Know That. Hello, Bob. If you could choose one of these utilities services that you wouldn't have to pay for anymore, which one would you choose? Thanks in advance, Bob. That's an easy question. Oh, let me check the focus. Did it go? Yeah. That's an easy question. It would be electricity. The reason I say that is because if I didn't have to pay for electricity, I would put in an electric furnace, or I would heat my house with electricity. I would buy an electric car. Let me see, what else could I replace? Like, that would be the best one. It's, what's the word? It's the most useful of all of them. It's the most flexible. Like, you could do a lot with electricity. I could even get an electric tractor at some point, possibly. So know that. That's what I would do, electricity. Let's see. From Renata, hello from Brazil, Bob. Are you strict about paying your utility bills on time? What about Jen? You both have a special place in my heart. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye. So we have all of our utilities set up for automatic payment. So an automatic payment plan means when they send me my bill, it automatically gets paid. I have signed a little thing or set up on my internet banking that it's automatic. You have to trust them a lot, but I trust them enough that it's automatic. So basically, when my bill comes for propane, it's just paid automatically the next day. So yes, I definitely always pay my bills on time because it happens automatically. I think it's called like it's an automatic payment plan. I'm not sure if it's direct billing. There's another term for it as well. I'm not sure if Brent's in the chat. I don't think Brent's in the chat. It's a Saturday. He's a busy day for him probably. Maybe he has a different term for it. Okay. Kurdish, hi Uncle Bob. Hope you're doing all right. Just wondering how electric cars are fitting in with the utility scene in Canada. Quite well. There is some worry that we might not have enough capacity in our electric grid and with electricity generation for all of the electric cars that are going to be purchased in the next 10 years. But I think we'll be okay. Canada, we do have a number of ways of producing electricity. So hopefully it all works out. And we're similar to the rest of the world. People bought a lot of electric cars until about a year ago. And then it's kind of, I don't think it's going down, but I don't think they're selling as quickly anymore. Our government was giving people rebates to buy electric cars, and one of the rebates went away. So people are less likely to buy it. Gergo from Hungary. I want to say Gergo. Hey, Bob. First of all, I hope you have a great day. My question is, how does a mortgage function in Canada? You go to the bank, you prove that you have a job, and they will give you an amount of money, and you must make monthly payments for 20 to 30 years to pay off that mortgage. So that's basically how a mortgage works. You go and say, I want to buy a house. They loan you the money if you qualify. So if you have a good job and you have some money in the bank already, they will lend you the money, and then you make monthly payments for 15 to 30 years, I guess, somewhere in that range. From Henry from Taiwan. Hi, Teacher Bob. How is household garbage fee? How is a household garbage fee charged in Canada? Thank you so much. For me, I can put a certain amount of garbage at the road every week and it goes away for free, but I've paid for it with my taxes. When you live in town, it's the same thing. You pay taxes. So technically, garbage pickup is free. If you have more than one bag, you have to buy a special tag and put that on the bag. I think it's $2 or $3 for a special tag. So I have a limit. I can only put out one, I think it's one bag per week. If I want to put out a second bag, I have to go to town and buy an extra tag. I'm only going to answer questions about the lesson, so I will skip some. Our says, would you consider doing a lesson with some basic law vocabulary? It could come handy with past due bills piling up. Yeah, I did one on crime and justice, but maybe specific to law might be a good idea. Yeah, I'm going to skip this one. Sorry. I'm going to try and stay on topic, like about services and utilities. By the way, if you're one of the 311 people watching on a Saturday morning, don't forget to click the subscribe button if you're not a subscriber. From Panda, hi Bob, how is electricity generated in Canada? Thanks. So a number of ways. We have a lot of solar and wind that went up in the last 10 years. So they built a lot of wind turbines. You can see them in my videos sometimes. And then there are solar installations. Like even my school has solar panels on the roof. But those are not the primary methods. We do have nuclear power. Nuclear power. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. When I drive past Toronto, past Darlington, there is a huge nuclear power plant. We do have, I'm not sure if we're still running coal, but we definitely have natural gas power plants. So again, a power plant creates electricity. Those would be natural gas and nuclear would be the biggest ones, I think. We do have hydroelectric as well. Niagara Falls, there's a power plant where they're using water, right? When water falls, you can generate electricity from that. Okay. Let me clear my throat. Have a sip of water and we'll get back to the lesson. Mode says to know that, yeah, either time on Friday suits me well. Saturday, not always, but of course I make exceptions. Yeah. Know that is busy on Fridays now. So it's cool that he can come to this one. Let's do the lesson. Yeah. Where do you click? I'm going to talk to myself a bit during this lesson. So be prepared for that. Here we go. Cable TV. Satellite TV. There are different ways to pay for a TV service. So if you want to watch TV, you can hook up an antenna in Canada and you will have 4 or 5 channels for free. Like you can put an antenna on your roof, or you can pay for cable TV. If you're in a city, there will actually be a cable TV wire that comes into your house. I guess technically it's a cable. There will be a cable that comes into your house and you will pay a monthly fee and you will get a certain number of TV channels depending on how much you pay. If you live out in the country like I do, you can get satellite TV. They will put a satellite dish on your house. And then from there, it's basically the same as cable. But instead of a cable coming into your house, you're getting the signal from a satellite up in orbit. Here, cable TV isn't too pricey. I think it's about $30, $40 a month if you want cable TV. Satellite TV is a little more expensive, but where I live, I buy satellite TV because, again, if I hook an antenna up, I think I get 4 channels really good, and I like having a few more channels than that. And then, yes, I do have a satellite dish on my house. I will show you where that is in a video at some point, probably on my shorter channel, maybe when I do the lesson. By the way, there's no video coming out on my short English lesson channel today. I'm just going to pick that up again next Wednesday. So, but yes, you can have cable TV, you can have satellite TV, and you will have a satellite dish if you need that type of service. All of us obviously have internet somehow you are watching this on the internet, you must have an internet connection in your house or in your apartment in order to browse the web. I don't know if we still use either of those terms. In order to watch YouTube, in order to download games or to play games, you need an internet connection. And obviously you need to pay for that. Now, there's two ways to get an internet connection. Currently, this is my home internet connection, but I also have a data plan on my phone. So I can use the internet on my phone, or I can sit at a computer or use my tablet and use my home internet connection. Here, a home internet connection is about, if you were in the city, about $40 a month Canadian. For me, much more. My internet connection is $268 a month. Yeah, out here on the farm, $268 a month. I could get a cheaper plan, but then I wouldn't be able to live stream. So in order to have home internet, you must have a router somewhere in your house or apartment. A router is a small box, and the internet connection goes into the box, and then you can plug other computers into it, or it generates a Wi-Fi signal so that you can use internet wirelessly throughout your home. But yes, if you would like to use the internet, you need to pay someone in order to have an internet connection. And there's something called a bundle. Because home phone and internet and TV, some of them all come on the same cable, or it can come on the same cable. You can get all of it from the same company sometimes, and this is called a bundle. So I could get a bundle. I could actually bundle my mobile phone, my home phone, my internet, and my TV all together, but it wouldn't work well for me because the internet connection isn't the one I need for live streaming. But if you want to save some money, you can buy all of those services from the same company, and they will give you a discount. A discount means you pay a little bit less. So that's called a bundle. If you go to a fast food restaurant, you can buy a combo: drink, fries, hamburger. But when you buy internet, TV, and phone, we call it a bundle. We wouldn't call it a combo. You might call it a package. They might have a good package for you. You might have a security system. We have a lot of security systems in our businesses. Some people have security systems in their home. A security system can be as simple as if someone opens a door, an alarm goes off, but it might also be monitored. When you have a security system that is monitored, it means that if someone breaks into your home, it alerts someone at the monitoring center. So they can call the police. They can call you on your phone to let you know that someone is breaking into your house. So a security system might not have a monthly fee, but if you are paying someone to monitor it, you might be paying a monthly fee so that if something happens, they give you a call or they call the police. If you're old, you might have a medical alert system. This lady, it looks like she's being taught how to use her pendant. There's probably a button on it. If she falls or if she's not feeling strong enough to stand up, she might be able to push that button and then it will alert someone to come and help her. So we would call that a medical alert system. And it's generally used by people maybe in their 70s or 80s. Usually if they live by themselves, they might have this. If you have a medical condition and you live by yourself, you might have a medical alert pendant. It's like a button that you can push, or there might just be a button somewhere in your house. And then of course we have garbage or trash and recycling. I made this all look like the same thing, but it's different. Garbage and trash are the same thing. The things you throw out. Recycling is the things you throw out, but you want them to be used again. Okay. So this might be included in your taxes. Like for me, this is just included in my taxes, or you might have to pay a separate bill. When I was young, we took our garbage to the dump and we had to pay to bring the garbage there. I know in some of your countries, garbage and recycling is completely free, but that is one other expense, one other service that you need to have each month, because you can't just let your garbage pile up. That would be a really, really bad thing. Hey, let's go to members only chat. But before we do, I just want to thank Know That. Let's see here. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. I'm going to put in the chat. Thanks, Know That, for that. And we're going to go to members only chat. So Know That has gifted memberships to 5 people. That is awesome. Thank you so much. So Mario, Sarah, Zing Zing, a name that I'm not able to say because I'm not familiar with those characters, and Hachi have all gotten memberships. Very, very cool. Enjoy the memberships. Members get a few perks. One perk is you get a little mini lesson on Mondays. So things you can do through the week to improve your English. You get an extra video on Wednesdays called Wednesdays with Bob. You get your name in green and you get a little crown in the chat when we do live streams. And you get to participate in what we're going to do next, which is members only chat. I'll turn that on. Members only chat is a time when members can ask questions directly in the chat and interact with me as I continue to answer questions from the forum. So once again, Know That. Thank you very much. Very awesome. Is that my birthday present? Because my birthday's in October. My birthday's not in October. Some of you have narrowed it down, by the way, that when my birthday is. You've narrowed it down. It's in the summer. Some of you are getting close. Someday I'll do a big reveal. Maybe the year I retire from YouTube, in like 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 years, I'll do my last lesson on my birthday. So before I look at the chat, one thing, this lesson will come out in a shorter version on Tuesday this week, okay? Bear with me, let me explain. I just was gone for 3 days on a school trip. I'm really tired. Usually I do this lesson on a Friday and a shorter version comes out on Sunday. This week I'm doing it on a Saturday because I just got home yesterday, and the shorter version will come out on Tuesday so I can just take a little break. But something else will be happening soon. No matter when, what time, day or night this happens, there will be a live stream when I reach 2 million subscribers. This will be sometime next week. I'm trying to figure out exactly when it will be. Let me get a sense here. So I'm at 1,994,618 subscribers right now. And I will be at 2 million subscribers in about 4 to 6 days, maybe longer. So there might be a celebration sometime next Wednesday or Thursday or Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure. We'll see. But there will be a live stream next Friday. Anyways, I'm talking a lot. Let me recap. This lesson will come out in a shorter version on Tuesday. There will be a live stream sometime as the number rolls to 2 million. I don't know what day that will be. It might be in the middle of the night. I will definitely get up and do that. And then we'll be back to normal by next Friday. Know That says in the chat, hey, Bob, do you have any plans for the weekend? No, none at all. I'm going to help. Jen does 95% of the work on her videos, but I usually go through and adjust all of the audio. So I'm going to work on that today. Jen's video will come out tomorrow. By the way, if you guys aren't aware, Jen has a channel called, it's not an English channel, but let me make sure that actually works. I think that should work. Jen has a YouTube channel as well. At the beginning, I helped a bit, but she's learned how to do everything. It's really cool. But I do go through and adjust the audio. I don't have to do that with my English lessons because I just talk straight to the camera. But with Jen, there's always nature sounds and birds, and I make all the audio levels really, really nice. So that's my plan. Let's see here. Mode says your birthday is October 10th because you're a 10 out of 10. I wish an October birthday would be really nice. No, that says maybe it is a birthday gift for your October birthday. Who knows? I should just have 2 birthdays a year. Do you have any plan to celebrate the 2 million subscribers? So the only plan I have so far is to do a live stream and show the number of subscribers on the screen and then jump for joy. Did I just say I was going to jump on? I'm going to jump for joy when I hit 2 million. That's the plan. Mode says, yes, thank you. I was going to ask about the celebration. Congrats in advance. Well deserved. So again, I gain about 500 to 1,000 subscribers a day. I usually lose a few too. That's fine. So it might be this week. We'll see. 10 out of 10. You're so right. Thanks. Know that. Freddie Wolf says, Bob, you speak about utility bills. Could we change bill with the word invoice? If that wouldn't be possible, could you explain why? And in this case, what would the differences between them be? So I got my water bill. I had to pay my hydro bill. I had to pay my electricity bill. I had to pay my... We use the word bill. Yeah, when we're talking about utilities and services, you could use invoice. It's the same thing. It's, the date, your name, your address, the amount you owe. But I don't know why there is a difference. It must just be more common to say bill, especially in my area. I wish Brent was here. I should have, maybe I should message him, but who knows? Maybe he's watching a fun hockey game or something like that. But I would use bill. Yep. So let's see. Wanda says, hi, Teacher Bob. In Canada, do you have separated bills for each utility or just one bill with all utilities included? Thanks a lot. Have a nice weekend. So your electricity bill is usually separate. Your gas or heat or natural gas bill is separate. Your internet, phone, and TV can be separate, but sometimes, like I mentioned, they can be bundled together. Things like garbage removal, water, sewage is usually in your taxes, but you can see in your taxes what you're paying. Like there's property tax, and then those other things are in there. So yeah, but those main first ones are usually separate. So let me just check something for a sec. I think we're good here. Okay. Gonna have a sip of water. Hafia, Key Park says, thank you, Bob. No problem. Hafia says, jump for joy on the couch. No, I don't think the couch could take it. I'm 196 pounds. I don't know what that is in kilograms because I live in a weird country where we use both systems of measurement. No, that says, personal question, Bob. Even though you mentioned that you don't want to talk much about your school trip, may I ask how it was in general and where you stayed during that time? As always, only if you want to say it. So we are lucky enough to stay at a place. It's how would I describe it? It's like an enormous, rec center would be the good word. Either way, it's not a hotel. It's a large building. The teachers don't get a lot of sleep because we have to kind of stay up to make sure students are behaving and sleeping. But we went to the city of Hamilton. If you Google Hamilton on a map, and we were in downtown Hamilton. There was a lot of walking involved on the trip as we walk to see different parts of the city, as we go and see how different people work and different people live in the city. On Thursday, I got 20. Let me see. Is there any personal information on here that I don't want to reveal? No, I don't think so. This is Thursday. So hopefully that focuses. On Thursday, I got 27,968 steps. That's a lot of steps. So anyways, we're mostly in the downtown area of Hamilton. We walk and learn about the city and the people in it. No, that says, sorry, I had to squeeze it a bit, Bob. No problem. Haki says, I used to work. Oh, I'm watching my own live stream. Yeah, there we go. 27,000. Haki says, I used to work for the US company, and we were formally invoiced when we communicate with customers. Yeah, like if I fixed your computer, I would send you an invoice. I could say I'm sending you a bill. When Jen sells flowers, she will send someone an invoice. So yeah, it's interesting. I'll have to look up why the difference. Freddie says, merci. Thank you, Bob, or thanks, Bob, for your answers. No problem. Mode says, power goes out, water goes off, the internet goes down. Are these the right phrasal verbs to use with these utilities? Yes. I'm trying to think, because you can also say the internet's out. The power's out, the internet's out, the internet's gone down, the Wi-Fi's down, the Wi-Fi's out. Yep, that would all work. Water definitely goes off. Yeah, the water's off right now. There's no water in the building. The water's off. And then the sewer usually backs up. So let's say when you flush the toilet, it doesn't go down. That's a big problem, by the way. We usually say, oh, the sewer's backed up or the sewer's plugged. That's how we would describe that one. Yeah. And then a lot of times with the phone, you say, I don't have a connection. Okay. So that would be that one. I think that's all of them. That's a good question, by the way. It was nice to think through all those. No, that says, thanks for answering that question, Bob. No problem. Hafia says 27,900 steps is about 21 kilometers. Is that why my legs are still sore? Probably. And you know the problem with that? Well, not problem. I enjoy walking, but it was all on concrete sidewalks. So like I usually walk along the side of the road where it's softer. So I think that made my feet a little bit sore. Let's see. No, that system mode. Did you notice that Bobblehead Bob is watching Bob during his live lesson? So cool. Yeah, he's right there. He's kind of a ghostly shadow in the back. So yeah, he's been there for a long time. By the way, I have to thank you, Mode, for that, because I'm just going to switch chairs for a sec. I don't know why I'm sitting on this chair. It's very uncomfortable. I'm actually wearing the same outfit right now. But let's get a little focus on this guy. Anyways, we have a day at school called Twin Day, where you're supposed to dress up the same as another person. So sometimes two teachers will dress up the same. But I think for this Twin Day, I'm just going to carry this guy around for the day. I'm going to take this with me to school, and I'm going to dress in this outfit. So that will be really fun. Maybe I'll try and get a photo of that day for all of you. Let's see. Jump for joy on the couch school trip. The school trip happens annually. I think you had the same one last year. Yes, that's correct. Yep. Freddie Wolf says, thanks, Bob, for your answers. No problem. Question 20 Mode says, did you notice the bobblehead? Okay, Freddie Wolf, Bob, as-tu dû courir après certains étudiants pendant me séjour? I did have to run a little bit. There was a time where only me and one other teachers had keys to the building we were at, and we were leaving one place, and I was supposed to be at the front of the line, and I was at the back. So I had to run. But you mean run after students? No, I didn't have to run after any students. So Mode says, I think the power went out at your place last week or so. Is that what inspired this lesson? A little bit, yeah. It was actually a scheduled power outage. Like we knew it was going to happen. But it was also the week before our biggest flower market. So we didn't want the flowers in the coolers to get warm. So we ran the generator. You probably saw that photo. Mode says, oh yeah, it's funny. The bobblehead is like his emotional support twin. Yes. Although, I think there's some cobwebs on him. There, fix that up. Mode says, oh yeah, it's funny. Oh, never mind. Know that. I knew Bob would take him to school at some point. Yes. Hey, I should get back to the lesson though. It is very enjoyable just chatting. Should probably do more of that at some point, but let's turn normal chat back on. Where's that button? There we go. Subscriber chat is on. And let's do a little audio check, have a sip of water, and finish this lesson off so that Bob can have a nap. Here we go. Oh, sip of water, right? Sorry if I missed anyone's question. That happens sometime. Get my camera reset. This chair is squeakier but much more comfortable. Snow removal. You might not have this where you live. You might have sand removal where you live. I don't know how things work. I saw pictures of really big sandstorms hitting a city once, and it looked a lot like a snowstorm, except it was sand. But here in Canada, when it snows, you either have to shovel it yourself or you might pay for snow removal. I do my own snow. I have shovels and tractors and things like that. But people who live in the city might pay for a snow removal service. So a person will come in a big truck with a blade on the front and they will plow your driveway. I'm trying to think. This, like we say, they plow your driveway. It's an interesting word, snowplow. Yeah, so they'll come and they'll do snow removal. They might have a snow blower that shoots the snow. They might have a tractor with a loader to lift and remove the snow, but you might need to pay for snow removal. Oh, yeah, this is a good one. Okay, you might have rent that includes utilities, and you might have rent with utilities not included. So in Canada, this isn't always true, but generally, when you rent an apartment, the utilities are included. You pay one fee for everything. So it's rent, heat, electricity. You probably have to pay for internet and TV separately. So when it says rents included, it says all utilities included. So this might actually include internet and TV, although I think that's rare. But you also have a situation where you might rent an apartment or house and utilities are not included. So you pay rent, but then here you also have to pay extra for electricity and internet, etc., etc. So what I was going to say though is in Canada, often when you rent an apartment, utilities are included. But if you rent a house, you have to pay for the utilities. Again, that's not always true. It's just the most common way for it to happen. Water lines and sewer lines. So when water comes into your house or apartment, it has to come from somewhere. If you go out into the street and dig, don't actually do this, but if you go and dig, you will find a water line or a water main. Technically, the water line runs from your house to the water main, and the water main is a really big pipe that's usually under the road or along your street or road. So that's how the water gets to your house, through a water main or water line. Now, we do use these terms interchangeably because we're not all experts, but when water comes to your house, it comes through a water line or water main, which are pipes. When water leaves your house, when you flush the toilet or when water goes down the drain, it goes through a sewer line to a sewer main, and it goes off to the wastewater treatment plant. And then we have things called manholes or maintenance holes. Sometimes they have to fix the pipes that are underground. They have to go into the manhole or maintenance hole, and they have to fix a leak, or hopefully it's not the sewer pipe. That probably smells really, really bad. But definitely there are times where they have to go fix things and they need to get access. If you drive around, you will see utility poles. In Canada, in my part of Canada, we call them hydro poles. In some places, they're called power poles or electrical poles, but utility pole is probably the best term. You actually might be surprised what's all on this utility pole. I think these are actually internet or phone wires. I think the very top wires are probably electricity. I'm not sure. These might be cable TV or electricity or phone or internet as well. Often a utility pole will have multiple things on it. This one's pretty full. This is a lot of stuff, but I'm pretty sure this is cable TV, and I'm pretty sure the top is electricity, and maybe the middle is something else. And then we have the lines are actually called power lines. That's what I would refer to those as, the power lines at the top of the utility pole. If you're lucky, you might have a backup generator. I have a generator, but it's not like this one. This is an automatic backup generator. if the power goes out, if the electricity goes out, this has an engine in it that runs off natural gas or gasoline, and it automatically starts and makes electricity for your house. So very cool. My backup generator is just on wheels, and I have to drive it somewhere, and then I have to pull it. Actually, I don't have to pull it. It has electric start. I have an older, smaller one that you have to pull start. But a backup generator makes electricity when the power goes out. That is its job. There's also something called off-grid. So I'm definitely on grid. So I am connected to the electrical grid. When you are off-grid, it means that you must make your own electricity. It sometimes means as well that you do not have running water and you might not have sewer. But generally, when we talk about the grid, we're talking about electricity. When we talk about off-grid, it means there's no wire coming from a utility pole to your house or cabin or apartment. So you are off-grid. And then it usually extends to also mean that you don't have running water. You probably have to bring your own water. If you went to a place like this, you would need to bring some bottles of water. And then the people who work on this are called utility workers. They might install utilities. They might do maintenance on utilities. They might repair utilities. But a utility worker is someone who climbs utility poles. They sometimes dig in the ground to fix wires or pipes that are underground. A utility worker is the person or the people who make all of this stuff work. We actually owe them a lot, by the way. The world works well because of these people. So thank you. If you're a utility worker, you're awesome. Thank you for the electricity and the water and the sewer pipes and everything that you take care of. Hey, I just want to jump over to the chat. We're done the formal part of the lesson, but Mode says, thanks, Mr. Bob. You really didn't have to do a live stream this weekend. I've noticed you're a little out of sorts, which is kind of fun to watch, but I'm sure it's not as fun for you. You've earned the 2 million. It's actually quite fun to do this English lesson. I think it's kind of hard to explain. Like when I'm not sick, I really, if I'm tired, I still enjoy doing the lesson. So it's no problem. It was lots of fun. Anyways, have a good day, Mode. I think you're on the way out. So whether you read this or not. Hey, I'm going to finish off any questions that are there. I think there aren't any left actually. Wait, there's one here. Maybe I should check this one out. Hey, if you still have a question, go ahead and ask it. And we'll wrap this up in the next few minutes. I'll put the link in the chat again. Med says, thanks for everything. You are very welcome. Thank you for the super sticker, Med. That is very awesome of you. And then I was going to look somewhere else. It said something. Oh, Gauss says, Bob, I really love your classes. Okay. Dea, hey, Bob, how should I ask somebody where they are at the moment at the beginning of a phone call? Yeah, so it's kind of funny. This is not, I'll teach you the proper English and I'll teach you what we sometimes say. So if I was to phone Jen, I could say, where are you right now? Hey, where are you right now? So basically I would say, where are you right now? I might actually text, more common to text, where are you right now? Or where are you at? But this is what we actually say. Where are you at? Where are you at? It's not proper English at all. It should be, where are you? Or where are you at? That doesn't even sound proper to me. But often, I think I actually texted this a few times this week when I was on my trip to other teachers. Where are you at? Where are you at right now? So again, not proper English. It's very informal. You just say, where are you at? We have someone saying soda. That's from Booth. I think Booth was also asking earlier how to become a member. If membership is available in your country, there is a join button. So if you're interested in becoming a member, there is a join button that you can click, and then that is what you can use. Hacky says, thank you so much for the lesson. Have a great day. No problem. You too. Lolly says, thanks, Bob the Canadian. Hafiez says, enjoy your weekend to Lolly. And I will say, enjoy your weekend to Hafiez as well. And Booth says, the best teacher is Bob the Canadian. Well, thank you for the compliment. Okay, a few things before I go. This lesson will come out in a shorter version. I will remove the viewer questions and it will come out Tuesday. Okay. It is always a good idea to rewatch a lesson or to at least listen to it again. It helps you to remember what you've learned. That's why I create the shorter version of the lesson. Number two, at the point where I go from 1,999,000 to 2 million subscribers, I will be doing a live stream. That could be as early as Tuesday or Wednesday. It might not be till next week, Saturday. I have no idea, or longer if it slows down. So look for that. And then next Friday, we'll be doing another lesson like this. I'm not sure what the topic will be yet, but I think it will be a lot of fun. Hey, if you're one of the 352 people who were here and you are not a subscriber, you should click this. If you are interested in being a member, you will get an extra video a week. There's a join button. You will get a nice lesson plan on Mondays. You get your name in green. You get members only chat privileges. Lots of fun. Look for the join button to look at that. Let me check if there's any more questions in the forum. From Natalia, we have, what do you call people who take out garbage in cars and those who clean sewer pipes from blockages? So if your garbage doesn't get picked up at the road, in Canada, you take your garbage to the dump. 99% of Canada, I'm pretty sure garbage just gets picked up by a garbage truck, but you might need to take it yourself to the dump. We do not have people who come and pick up garbage in cars. That might be common in other parts of the world, but generally it's a garbage truck. Here it comes every Thursday morning. And people who clean sewer pipes, we just call utility workers. We might call them maintenance workers. We might call them, I'm just trying to think. Because here it might actually be town employees who go and do that work. So anyways, over to the chat. A lot of people saying bye. Bye to Lolly Lolly, Firkin, DNK, Tina, DNK, Ivan Nice, Ningram. Bye to Wando. Wanda says, bye, Teacher Bob. Thanks, no problem. No, that's saying bye to Ralph and Hafiez. Good to see that. Key Park says, thank you, Bob. Waiting for your celebrating live. Thank you. Good. Thanks for the great lesson from Hui Zheng Li. Booth says, I watch your videos every day. Now I can speak English. That is awesome. I'm glad you are progressing. Freddie says, bye, Bob. Enjoy your Saturday. It's cool. You don't need to go to work today. Yes, I am very happy about that. Anyways, bye, everyone. Have a great weekend or the rest of your weekend. And again, look for this lesson Tuesday and another new live stream, live lesson next Friday, and then a surprise live stream at some point. Bye. This was fun, by the way. I enjoyed doing this on a Saturday. I don't want to do this every Saturday. It is nice to sleep in a little bit on Saturday, but this was good.